Okay, so let's get right back into it because it's been a very busy news weekend. Devin Nunes, Republican congressman from California, as I told you earlier, has now been implicated in the Ukraine fiasco. Republican Congressman Devin Nunes, the same guy who was running to the White House to talk to Trump while he was running the House Intelligence Committee investigation of Donald Trump, the same guy who was asking the questions during the last 2 weeks of Trump impeachment inquiry hearings, is now accused of meeting with Ukrainian officials and being one of those people looking for dirt on Joe Biden. And we have travel records that corroborate at least the timing of these allegations. And Devin Nunes appeared on Fox Business Channel yesterday, and he was interviewed by Maria Bartiromo. Now, understand, Maria Bartiromo used to be sort of inoffensive financial journalist on CNBC when I was growing up. I was a teenager. I was starting to get into understanding stocks and markets and so on and so forth. And she has become one of the biggest sycophantic Trump brown-nosing journalists in the ecosystem over the last few years of the Trump era. She interviewed Devin Nunes and asked him straight up, Devin, is this true? Did you go to Vienna like Rudy Giuliani's henchman, Lev Parnas, alleges, and meet with Viktor Shokin? And Devin Nunes not only doesn't answer, he doesn't answer in the most absurd way possible, which to us is completely transparent as a lie. But unfortunately, because he invokes the idea of fake news CNN, this probably will be pleasurable to many Trumpists who have been conditioned by the meme of fake news. He says, I can't talk about that because the allegations that I did this are criminal, implicating CNN. Take a look at this video.
Were you in Vienna with Shokin?
Yeah, so look, Maria, I really want to answer all of these questions, and I promise you I absolutely will come back on the show and answer these questions. But because there is criminal activity here, we're working with the appropriate law enforcement agencies. We're going to file all this. Everyone's going to know the truth. Everybody's going to know all the facts. But I think you can understand that I can't compete by trying to debate this out with the public media right, when 90% of the media are totally corrupt. And because this is criminal in nature, and because it's so bad, it's so slanderous, we've got all the facts on our side, and we're going to file in federal court because I'm not going to sit here and try to compete against the media that I have no chance of winning with. I will win in court, and they'll have a chance to cooperate, and they'll have to show how they worked with somebody who's been indicted, which is likely conspiring to obstruct justice.
So I want to just be clear before I move on. I got to get your take on the impeachment hearings, but just to be clear, you're saying you're suing CNN, you're going to sue Daily Beast. I know you've sued Twitter in the past. You think this is going somewhere? You're telling me that CNN committed criminal activity.
Well, it's very likely.
All you need to know is that you didn't hear a no. You didn't hear Devin Nunes say, no, I wasn't in Vienna meeting with Viktor Shokin. That was nowhere in there. That's what you call, yes, he was there. He will say it was for some other reason eventually when it can no longer be denied that he was there. He's pretending that he simply can't compete with the media narrative that is against him as he claims to be. The reality is it's obviously true. It already has been corroborated, at least circumstantially, by the financial records of his travel to Europe at the time in question. Simply say you weren't there if you weren't there. The idea that CNN is criminal here is, of course, it's a red herring. It's a complete misdirection, but it's sadly a misdirection that will probably be effective on a lot of Trumpists who have been swayed by the supposed CNN is fake news narrative. Devin Nunes got caught, and now all he can do is pretend he can't talk about it because he's suing this person and he's suing that organization, and this could all end up really going backwards for Devin Nunes because, as I've already told you, there are congressional travel records that corroborate this. He appears to have done this on your dollars, on taxpayer dollars. There are recordings of Trump and Giuliani where, for all we know, this was discussed, which Lev Parnas has provided to the House Intelligence Committee. Where we are headed is that Adam Smith, not Adam Schiff, Schiff runs the House Intelligence Committee, Smith runs the House Armed Services Committee. It's a different congressman. Adam Smith says that Nunes probably has another ethics probe coming against him. He was already the subject of an ethics probe in 2017. Were you in Vienna with Viktor Shokin? I want to answer these questions, and someday I will come back and do it after endless frivolous lawsuits work their way through the system, and you've long forgotten about my involvement in this. That is effectively what he is saying. And by the way, Maria Bartiromo, the interviewer, again, a total Trump brown-noser, she pretends that this answer makes sense. It seems like she's actually going to ask a question to try to just get a straight factual statement, declaration from Devin Nunes. Bottom line, were you in Vienna with Viktor Shokin? And then Devin Nunes launches into this, I'm the victim, I'm a martyr, everybody's after me, it's all illegal, it's all criminal what's been done to me by even suggesting this. And Maria Bartiromo plays along saying, right. He says, I can't fight the narrative that's coming at me from all sides. Right, of course, Devin, of course. This is a page straight out of Trump's playbook. I will release my taxes once irrelevant and possibly non-existent audits are completed. Well, but Donald Trump, are you under audit for every year? There must be some recent years you're not currently being audited for, right? What about releasing some of those? I'm under audit. Once it's done, I'll release the taxes. Never happened, of course. And then I'll have some new reason because it's political. The seeking of my taxes is political or whatever else. I have new details about Barack Obama's birth certificate, which I will share whenever. Doesn't happen. The entire thing was a hoax. The birther fiasco was a race-based hit job done by some really ugly elements of the American right with the help of then reality show host Donald Trump, whatever. This is not what an innocent person sounds like. And eventually you know what the transition will be. We've seen it with everything. It'll go from it never happened to, okay, Devin Nunes was in Vienna, and sure, he met with Viktor Shokin, but that's not a crime. He wanted corruption to be investigated in Ukraine. And of course, that continues to be a meme that they rest on. But why aren't we asking, if Ukraine is as corrupt as Trump and everybody says they are, why would you go to them and ask them to investigate corruption? Doesn't really make any sense. Why would you go to a burglar and say, I need you above anyone else to investigate burglary? You wouldn't do it. It doesn't make any sense. And from the beginning, we knew that, and it's only becoming increasingly transparent now. So we'll see when they shift from, I didn't do it, to I did it, but there's nothing wrong with that. That's just called politics. One of today's sponsors is privacy.com/Pakman, which is a free service that I myself use. Really useful in many different ways. Takes just a few seconds to link your debit card to privacy.com. Then you can create virtual credit cards that are linked directly to your bank account, and you use those virtual credit card numbers to buy things online, which protects your actual debit card so that it's not spread all over the internet. And one of the best things about it is how their mobile app and browser extensions for Chrome and Firefox make it really easy to use. Let's say, for example, that I'm signing up for a David Pakman Show membership. In the credit card number field, I already see the privacy.com icon. I just click it, choose which of my virtual credit cards I want to use, and the credit card number, expiration date, and security code are automatically entered. I can put in any zip code I want, and I'm done. And if you try to use my credit card number that you just saw on the screen, it doesn't matter, because I've already deleted that virtual card, and that's the beauty of privacy.com. There are a ton of advantages to using a free service like this. For example, you can sign up for as many free trials as you want, then just delete the virtual credit card you used and never worry about getting charged for it. It protects you from getting hacked. It protects you when companies are hacked, which happens all the time. It is all completely free. All you have to do is click the link under this video to get started. And for a limited time, they're giving everyone in our audience $5 towards your first purchase when you sign up using that link.